It's anti-beats, the maddest beat.
The music just turns me on.
Unknown. Look, says she looking wavy, looking like a maybe. I don't want a babe, but the shit is getting crazy. Yo, look, I might pull up to the scene. What's happening? All good. Says she wants a man. Treat her well, little hood. When I hit that jackpot, you know the whole squad eating. Back 15, bitch, then I'm out skiing. Look, I came in for a wine, couple drinks, little fun. Man, she talking about a man, got her looking like a bum. I don't even wanna be rude. Ain't that kind of guy. Why she talking about a man? Now gripping up her thighs, back it up for me, slow wine, do it properly, take time, back it up for me, slow wine, do it properly, take time. I tell her I ain't gonna bother making all these promises. I bother saying something when I'm gonna do the opposite. I can promise you this night, nothing more. Call me MC Hammer, cause I'm feeling like I'm full eyes. Says she looking wavy, looking like a maybe. I don't want a babe, but the shit is getting crazy. Says she looking wavy, looking like a maybe. I don't want a babe, but the shit is getting crazy. Looking wavy. I said she looking wavy, looking wavy. I said she looking wavy, yeah.
Said she tired of my crap, but if I get her back, then I'll trade my old stack, then I'll make it back. I see you on your Insta looking cute, but calm down, cause I'll put you in that kind of the goose. And yeah, she telling me this and telling me that. I miss the days up in ill sipping on yak, and I've been running her down, need my energy back. And now she's saying that it's peak, that I ain't getting her back. But girl, I need you back on my team, boo. Cause them I can't treat you, love you, I feed you, I please you. Look, I ain't shifting the blame. Only girl that I had that didn't care about the fame, that's why she wavy, man, I say that's why she wavy. She be looking like a maybe, so will I hit it, maybe, yeah.
I said she looking wavy, looking like a maybe. I don't want a babe, but the shit is getting crazy. Said she looking wavy, looking like a maybe. I don't want a babe, but the shit is getting crazy. Looking wavy. I said she looking wavy, looking wavy. I said she looking wavy, yeah.
Purchase your track now.
I don't wanna, but the shit is getting. Said she looking like a. I don't wanna, but the shit is getting. Looking wavy. Said she looking wavy. Looking wavy. Said she looking wavy. Yeah.
It's anti-beats, the maddest beat.
The music just turns me on. When you turn my way, I didn't know what to say. When you turn my way, I didn't know what to say. I love the way you've been looking my way, baby. Don't hesitate, you can come on over. Let's get face to face. I'ma give you a taste of what you've been waiting for till the night's over. Ooh, I know we're thinking the same thing. I know you wanna get with me. Ooh, I know we're thinking the same thing. I know we're thinking the same thing. baby, don't hesitate. You can come on over. Let's get face to face. I'ma give you a taste of what you've been waiting for till the night's over. Ooh, I know we're thinking the same thing. I know you wanna get with me. Ooh, I know we're thinking the same thing. I know we're thinking the same thing.
Exactly like what it says on the tin. There's the first one. Nice flick upwards and HS doing all the damage. What was that? Who's he going to take the shot on initially? Thomas, Baymax, all three, Schneider. Perfect, beautiful play.
Oh, here we go, Israel. I already know what's gonna happen. W7M, why are you guys just getting so annihilated? Oh my god! Mirror running out of bullets, but he's still gonna go for it. Oh my lord.
It's anti-beats, the maddest beat.
The music just turns me
Aye.
on.
Unknown. Look, says she looking wavy, looking like a maybe. I don't want a babe, but the shit is getting crazy. Yo, look, I might pull up to the scene. What's happening? All good, says she wants a man.
Exactly like what it says on the tin. There's the first one. Nice flick upwards and HS doing all the damage. What was that? Who's he going to take the shot on initially? Thomas, Baymax, all three, Schneider. Perfect, beautiful play.
Oh, here we go, Mistress. I already know what's gonna happen. W7M, why are you guys just getting so annihilated? Oh my god! Mirren running out of bullets, but he's still gonna go for it. Oh my lord.
The gambling platforms do give the edge to PACT, and they did win that pistol round. We can see them just sort of mopping up these anti-eco kills towards middle. It's about a 60-40 split in favor of the Poles. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. And the map veto for today is Mirage first, which was PACT's pick, and then we go to Fierce's Inferno and Vertigo as the potential decider, which personally I'm hoping doesn't end up there. I'm not sure about you though.
I mean, Vertigo isn't my personal favorite map, but I mean, it's exciting to see it. You know, it's obviously only recently been, well, relatively recently been added into the competitive pool, so you know, it could be interesting to see how it's being played.
Oh, certainly, yeah. It's just, you know, you've got two memes basically in one there. You've got UKCS and then just Vertigo.
Yeah.
In themselves, so that should be quite interesting. Interesting decision as well from Astro to pick up the AWP in the third round here. Glass Cannon he's gone for, accompanied by 4 M4s, so no AUGs at all for Fierce after the changes.
Little bit of a site take here as the smokes come down, and the first kill is picked up there by Sobel over on PACT. Bomb does go down. 4v5 is the situation right now, although one player from PACT is flanking around this B site as he's just trying to come from behind here, which is going to leave both these teams in a quick 4v4, but he's not wasting too much time, and he will be with them very shortly. Morals moving around the back. Sobel picking up another kill there. Stanley finds Sobel, finally putting an end to his streak. Daku falls down as well, but the flank finally comes through from Morals, sorry. And him and Sydney combined to pick up the last 2 kills of that round there.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there from Fierce. They, I think they made the right decision leaving it into that 4v5 retake. After that initial utility comes down, it's so much more difficult to fight when those smokes are down on the bomb sites. Just really unfortunate from Astro, really. He went for that glass cannon AWP, and obviously he's going to be looking for, in an ideal situation, 2 or 3 picks early rounds, right? Because then he's justified the decision. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. PACT just used their utility. They really stoned him out quite effectively over towards that A-bomb site, and it's what allowed them to take it so quickly. And then, of course, Sobol, who's still on that Mac 10, by the way, that he bought in the second round, just had that perfect flank and really threw the spanner in the works that allowed them to take that round.
For sure. I mean, as a main AWPer on Mirage myself, especially on the CT side, it can be really important to have that control over mid, or at least the knowledge, of what's going on in that super important area. And as we see now, that lack of control has allowed the T's to move over to this B site now, and it looks like they're in a strong position to take it as Sydney takes down the defending, both of the defending CT players there, forcing the rotation. Although Astro here, he's sitting on top of the box, manages to find one, but Darko comes around from the side, not being spotted out by him. Unfortunately, not going to pay off too much. Last CT now, Stanley, only a CZ and a Dream. He's trying to come through this apartment position, but it's not looking like it's going to work out for him. If I'm Stanley here, I'm thinking just leaving it. Oh, I mean, he finds it.
Yeah, now that he's got the exit, definitely leave, save the head armor. That's the right decision. I think that's just what he's waiting for anyway. Obviously, that Dream situation is just you sit in apartments, they don't check it, and then, wow, you're the hero. You won the Ninja Defuse. But yeah, right decision there. You got that kill with the CZ. Just leave straight away back towards apartments. No need to risk it and force that reinvestment. They're not going to push you too far because it's not really worth it for them either. The economy's still not in the perfect position. They'd still rather keep the AK and head armor going forward. So Stanley and Astro are the only two to get kills there. Astro, again, he was another player just then who was playing the ninja position. He was up on boost, and his ideal situation, right, is just somebody walks in front of him, and then somebody else walks in front of him, but they've got the bomb out and start planting, so he can just get 2 from that position. But he's going to pick up that AWP with body armor this time, and we're going to have to see if he can do anything over towards mid with it.
Well, here's hoping he can. Throws an incendiary there right in the middle of window. Explain that decision to me there, buddy.
Well, yeah, sure. So sometimes on Mirage, especially when you're a highly skilled AWPer, as I'm sure Astro is, he's probably thinking, this is slightly too easy for me here. If I just dry peek this window, I'm at least going to get 3 kills. So my mindset in that position would be to just Molotov the ground in front of me, and then I really have to think on my feet and jump around and use my movement to make sure I don't die, whilst also still getting a kill. So really smart, cerebral play from him. In order to improve his own technical ability on the game.
For sure, it wasn't just like a mistake. He definitely wasn't just trying to Molotov off underpass there.
Aside from the whole scene itself, there are no mistakes in UK eSport.
No, of course. Well, we're going to say a lot of damage coming through from both of these teams, mainly towards the CT side as Stanley falls down there to the likes of Morals, but Alex picking up 2 in return, but gonna get picked up himself there. A little bit of mispositioning. Bomb gets dropped here towards Truck, and for the first time we see Fierce in with a decent opportunity. Sobel trying to find something through the smoke here, drops down from apartments, but does find the very unappealing bullets of Eccles in his face. Now it's all up to Darko.
It is all up to Darko in this 1 versus 3. You've got to say, you can't expect too much from him in this position. He's only got the 1 bang to actually make a little bit of room for himself. He has only got to isolate the 1v1 on Eccles, though.
Oh.
Astro somehow. Fry does clean that up with a headshot at the end. But yeah, it turns out that what UK eSports really needed in that round was the only Swedish player on the roster to get a triple kill and defend that B bomb site.
I know.
So
I think the real reason Fierce take that round, right, is that Astro made himself think on his feet, right, and made himself use his utility in mid. That's obviously the reason they won.
Oh, exactly. It's an intimidation play more than anything.
Exactly.
You're not going to face an AWPer who's literally on fire, right? So,
well, so like the thing is, right, everyone's scared of hell. Yeah, everyone is super scared of being in hell because you just, you're on fire all the time. So if you set yourself on fire, it shows that you have no fear. So Astro clearly has no fear in this situation.
Obviously, and also some people do liken the UK CS scene to hell itself. So, that as well. Astro obviously comfortable with the conditions.
So, obviously, the two of us, as I'm sure most people can tell, we're definitely rooting for PACT, right?
I mean, PACT
Just from the voices. Just from the voices, you can tell we're on PACT side.
Oh, sure.
No,
Yeah,
but seriously, you know, as UK residents ourselves, I'm sure, you know, it's not hard for me to say that, you know, I'm secretly rooting for Fierce here. I know that they're a little bit of the underdogs. No one was really expecting them to win here. Realistically.
Well, I think Fierce do have a fighting chance in it. You know, 60-40 again. The advantage just goes slightly the way of the Polish side, but they're certainly not down and out of it. This is also PACT's map pick. To add to that, even though their win rate on it isn't so great, they are sort of showing why they've confidence picked it into this team at this point. This situation in the round, though, this flank's really dangerous from Morales yet. I was going to say maybe there was a chance there for Fierce to actually get back into that round, but with that flank from Morales, there's really nothing you can do. Astro just has to try and stay alive, and unfortunately can't do that. Sydney does take him down in the end, so unfortunately.
Well, you know, we saw Astro showing off a little bit of his AWP skills there. Gets 2 kills. Manages to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But, yeah, as you said, the flank comes through and just kind of neutralizes any sort of hold on that site that Fierce had. Now, obviously, you know, I'm completely with you. I think Fierce, you know, although they're not looking great points-wise, you know, and, you know, some of the rounds have been a little close-outy. I definitely feel like the score isn't quite representative of how well they've been doing so far.
I could agree with that as this attack onto the B-bomb site comes in. I thought maybe, you know, we might have something here because there were 4 players from Fierce actually on this B-bomb site with the upgraded pistols when the attack did start to come in. So I thought maybe this could be something. They've gamble stacked the correct bomb site, but unfortunately, these Polish guys just showing us a masterclass on Mirage at the moment. These site executes, they're really using their utility incredibly well.
For sure.
Really forcing a lot of the Fierce players out of specific angles on these sites. We've seen it on the A site more than any other, I think, in terms of the utility being used effectively. But, you know, PACT certainly know how to play a T side. It'll be up to Fierce to see how many rounds they can put up on the CT now to try and deny it. But when, you know, PACT to get entry frags like that, it's really difficult to do anything about it.
Absolutely, and we're going to see that translate into what looks like it could... Oh, no, or they could just take all of the momentum that they were just looking like they were building up and move to a different site. Never mind, PACT isn't going to try and push onto that A site, instead going to take that pick in mid and try and move it over to the B site, definitely recognizing, you know, without their mid player, a little bit strong, a little bit weaker of a B defense potentially, so it looks like they're going to move their way over in that direction. Now, we're seeing a pretty strong lead from Fierce, from PACT here already. What kind of things are we looking to Fierce to do to try and neutralize that, try and maybe pull a few points back for themselves? Obviously, you've said, you know, kind of important for them to pull a couple shots here, pull a couple rounds here before the next half, as Alex takes out 2. Actually, looking like he might have a decent hold on the site. Picks up another kill there, misses the shot, but Darko is going to get traded out there by Stanley. Finally, looking like they have a decent shot here. Frey is going to find Morals in the back line, and now it's a 2v1. As this last T-side player is looking for these last 2 CTs. We're looking pretty solid on the site. Bomb is down, so Morals does have to be on the aggressive here. 20 seconds remaining for this player, and he's got 2 to find. Doesn't quite spot Eccles in the corner fast enough, and he's going to put him in the ground. Fierce, 2-6.
Yeah, well, with regards to what you were saying and what Fierce need to do to come back into it, the only 2 rounds Fierce have won so far on this map have derived from Alex opening up with a triple kill at the start of the round for them. So that is something that will certainly need to continue, I think, as a recipe for success for them individually as a team. Fry going down to the MP9 because the economy is still not great for these CTs. They haven't had any momentum really throughout this whole game. PACT have been very much in control of the economy, at least. This is a very important round. If Fierce win this, the money on PACT is really dodgy. Maybe a good buy comes in, but Lunatic with that opening AWP shot does get traded out, though, leaves us in a 4 versus 4. It'll be interesting to see where they take the bomb. They are going to go over and probe this B site again, but Fierce, this time, they've not fallen for any bait. It's a 2-2 setup on each respective bomb site. So this could potentially be another one on the board, but everyone has to step up and hit their shots here.
For sure. I mean, tracking along with Morals here, again, who's, you know, he's been making some pretty flashy plays, you know, getting these flanks, you know, managing to take out 1, 2, sometimes 3 players during these rounds. And it's just going to be interesting to see what he can do in this situation as he pushes on to the A bomb site. No one challenged him yet, but it looks like he's about to back into Stanley. Manages to get the headshot there. Very important kill as the rest of his team are taking that as an opportunity coming through underpass. So to move on to A. Morals is going to find himself a bullet. Frey's going to take him down.
Okay. Well, that went from what initially to me looked like an incredibly unwinnable position to one that is potentially very winnable now, because I don't know if you noticed it there, but when I think was it Darko who did take out the player on B short, he actually dinked his teammate, putting them both down to half HP. So Fry anchoring A bomb site, but look at Alex's position right now. I think Sobol's aware of it though. Unfortunately for him, he is. That could have been incredibly, really fruitful for them. PACT are just about going to get a player onto this B bomb site in time and get the bomb down. It's going to be on Fry in the 2 versus 1 retake with that AWP. He's got 3 kills already, so it would be the ace for him in order to do it, but I don't know. I don't think so. That's definitely something that PACT have been doing so well in this game so far, is the use of lurk players. This is, that flank from Morales there was, I think, the 3rd really good flank I've seen from a Polish player, just disrupting the UK esports action here. And yeah, it looks like Fry is going to save that AWP into the next one. So it was looking good. It was looking so good momentarily, but then all it took was one small gap in the defense and that opening kill from Morales.
So I like this play from Frey, not trying to go for that flashy play, just keeping a hold of the AWP. As you were saying, their economy isn't in a great position right now, so just holding on to what he can. But we saw this this play from Alex early. We mentioned he was just sat behind window. It looked like he could have just sat in that angle and maybe tried to wait out and see if the twos were going to come through this this back half into CT and through kitchen onto B. What kind of things do you think made him want to instead try and push into kitchen himself?
I think that he heard the player crossover from the vents angle and assumed that was the second player already running, but this A bomb site execute is actually going to come in quite heavily now. It's going to be one man and an SMG to do it. Stanley unfortunately getting taken out by Sobol straight away, and this is looks like another textbook case now of PACT just using utility, getting another kill. Astro does manage to get the one there, but he's been locked out of the bomb site now, and so have the rest of his team, and this is just another example of PACT's utility just absolutely really doing a good job of securing this A site for them.
For sure. I mean, the CT's just they had to get they had to push all the way back, and they're not even going to try and get back on site now. Both of them deciding to keep what they've got, 1 AK and 1 M4 to their names. A lot of utility on Astro, so maybe next round we can see him use that Molotov to better use than the last time we've seen him with one of those incendiary grenades.
But yeah, something I definitely want to comment on is after the round before this was lost, if you'd have asked me what buy that Fierce were going to go with in the next one, I definitely wouldn't have guessed that they would buy 2 AWPs, 2 SMGs, and a rifle. That is certainly something that caught me off guard. It's an interesting sort of force mix, and I think that round there was essentially it was the test case to show you why that maybe isn't such a good idea. It's more worth having everyone on those upgraded rifles and weaponry. But it looks like Fierce, they're actually taking a page out of Happy's book at the moment, and they're just force buying up every round. They got the max loss bonus, so they're just going to keep on spending that money. Stanley, I think, saving for that AWP there. Alex as well does have enough to buy an AWP in the next one, should he choose to do so. But right now, Fierce need to sort something out, because if they keep losing rounds on this T side, this map is going to be lost before the second half.
I mean, absolutely. And we're going to see another push onto A site here as Darko finds Stanley. He does take a dink. He's going to fall down low, but not going to matter too much as the rest of the utility is going to come through. But it looks like PACT might be looking to fire out all that utility and maybe push towards B site. Looks like that.
It definitely looks like they're going to probe it first before they make any kind of decision. But the bomb sticking over towards A does suggest that maybe they're going for an A split through mid at the moment.
Potentially, we're going to see Alex here holding this mid position. He's going to try and find the Morals. Does fall down, and the second kill goes the way of Alex. That's going to be both players trying to make this flank falling down, but now the rest of the T's are pushing. They found their confidence. Frey's going to pick up one, though. Sobol falls down, and now it's up to Lunatic and Stanley. Alex is going to find them. They're going to shoot at his feet, but one falls down. Sydney finds 2, but it's all down to Eccles, and he's going to find it. Round winning kill goes the way of Fierce, putting number 3 on the board. Only 3 more rounds for them to try and do something. Do you think we might be able to see a 6-8 coming out of this first half?
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think 6-8 is possible, but it's definitely what they need. I think if they get any less than 5 rounds on this half, they're going to be in serious trouble. Because from what I've been seeing in terms of individual aim performances so far, I don't see anyone who, outside of Alex, really, who has that entry fragging potential to allow them to have a dominant T side. Look at this in mid. A huge battle going on at the moment. Unfortunately, that re-op there from Lunatic doing everything to save it for PACT. But Stanley getting that kill under wood, leaves it in a 3 versus 3. Bomb still down over towards passive top mid, still well in control of the T's. But look at the map control.
Look at Sydney right now. He is deep behind enemy lines. He's got CT players either side of him, but both of them are going in completely different directions. Stanley is looking to probe this T spawn. And it looks like Astro's looking towards mid, but two T players sat comfortably on A site right now. Looks like Morals is trying to find something in the back as these 2 T players move on. Oh no.
That is an unfortunate whiff. That is a very unfortunate whiff. Stanley had the potential to be the absolute hero in this round. Delete the bomb carrier, cause PACT's offense to be completely split up and stagnated. Now Astro's probably going to fall to the flank from B. The flashbang doesn't save him, and it's all on Alex now to try and salvage this round, but Morales is going to eliminate him. That is a very, to quote the mid show in the UK, that's a bad. That's about as obscure as you're going to get on this broadcast. But yeah, PACT just looking dominant at the moment. I think Fierce, they're going to have something incredibly great on the T side to try and impress me going into this one. Hopefully it's them that have caused this tactical timeout to try and have a discussion about things and see what exactly is going wrong. Their money still isn't great. Looks like they might be forced buying back into it again, though. They have got the max loss bonus, but I don't think I've seen them save for any round other than 1 so far in this game. So it's a bit awkward economy management for them, really.
They're not really living up to their name, are they?
No, they're not looking very fierce at the moment. PACT certainly are. Sobor, look at the confidence on it. He's got the Mac 10 out again. They've got a great read on the economy in this game so far. They look like they're in total control at the moment. And really, Alex has been the man stepping up for Fierce. It's only when he gets those opening 2 or 3 kills in the round that they're actually managing to convert anything at the moment. So I need to see someone else from them step up to try and force their way back into this game.
Absolutely. It's just looking a little bit fractured from Fierce. As you said, you know, economy's looking very split. Everything's a bit all over the place at the moment, and Lunatic is going to find Alex, so Fierce's guiding light is off the field. Well, maybe he can do a little bit of leading from the Guardian Angel's perspective. Looking over everyone's shoulders, trying to maybe guide them to a little bit of a victory, but it's looking like definitely a dominant performance here from PACT as they storm into mid, take complete control, and now Sobel looks like he's about to find himself in a 1v1 with Frey, who's literally just separated by a tiny piece of wall. Mac 10 might find him safe, though, as Frey's looking to pick it up. He doesn't even get to fight. Lunatic picks him as soon as he gets around the corner, and Lunatic steals the kill again.
Well, Lunatic, certainly it is against anti-ecos, but does have that triple kill with the AWP. Done a great job of holding the B short position there, actually, or, well, holding over closer towards A even, just to make sure that none of these players can rotate off properly. Just another thing, it sounds like I'm singing PAC's praises a lot at the moment, but map control, you made the excellent point when you were saying they had total control over mid. It's looked like they've had total control over the entire map, virtually the entire time, right? Outside of that Stanley flank that, you know, nearly threw a spanner in the works a couple of rounds ago, they've really had everything under their control. They've always had, you know, some form of lurker, or they've definitely got the information that they need to make a decision on both sides. They've only encountered a CT stack on a bomb site once so far in 14 rounds played, which to me, that just shows really good map control and awareness of what's going on in the game. So they're really showing a tactical depth that Fierce just aren't at this point.
Well, let's see if Fierce can try and regain some of that teeth and fire that they've been showing throughout the rest of this tournament, as Sydney and Lunatic finding kills of their own, putting 2 of their enemies' players in the ground. Not off to a great start is Fierce in this penultimate round of the half.
Yeah, it's the penultimate round of the half as well, and they forced into it, which means they're gonna have to force by the last round of the half as well. Really poor economy management from Fierce, in my opinion, at least. Anyway, there's only 2 players left alive with just rifles now. Alex has got a bit of utility, but he's not the player that's going to be pressed immediately. Eccles though steps up big.
Finds 2, but he's going to get put down by Sydney. I mean, it's a little bit, but it might be too little, too late. As it is now completely down to Alex. He's going to get flashed. He does find Lunatic, though. Clean headshot takes him down. No AWP available for PACT now. And it's all up to this last CT player. Does find a little bit of damage onto Sobel through the wall, but he knows that he's flanked now. Sydney tries to do something, but Alex turns around, finds him. All down to these 2 players now. Alex finds it, and the bomb is going to fall down. Molotov comes through, trying to get a little bit extra damage onto Sydney. Molotov from both players, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough. The SG is going to find the head of Alex. And, I mean, you said that you wanted at least 5 going into the second half from Fierce. I think they're lucky if they get 4.
Yeah, it's looking definitely more like 3 at this point in time. I was quietly cheering for Alex personally. Then he had such a couple of big brain plays just to shoot into the wall before he secured the second kill there. He was in the 1v3 originally. Gets the first kill. Great job, right? Waits a long time before facing the flashbang as well. Waits a long time before turning around and facing back, which is really cerebral. Then he shoots the wall behind him to bait the other player into shooting, so he confirms that there is someone behind him. Just unfortunately loses that in that 1v1 at the end, and Fry's the first man to fall in this round to the hands of Lunatic, who isn't AWPing, surprisingly, considering it's the last round of the half, but 4 versus 5 situation nonetheless.
Well, let's see if Fierce can take back this one last point, as it looks like the T's are looking to push on. Stanley opening it up with a nice frag there. Looks like the T's actually blind themselves there as they try and push onto site, and that's going to take Sobel down. He does fall, and the last 2 remaining T's sitting at below half health now. This is a really good situation for Fierce. They might find 1 before the end of the half. As Darko, he's going to find 1. Astro falls down to a nice clean headshot, but he's going to get traded out real quick there by Eccles. Now it's all down to Lunatic. He's going to try and find a different angle, but bomb is not available to him. He's going to have to try and fight his way back onto A site. 2v1 right now. Does have the AK, but so do the other 2 CT players. Molotov is available to the T, but can Lunatic channel his inner psycho and try and pick up these last 2 kills?
This is brilliant play from Eccles right now. He's just picked up 2 smokes and dropped them both to stall time, and picked up a 3rd one.
Well, let's see if it pays off, as there it is. There's the 3rd smoke, just keeps that one alive. Lunatic falls down, but is it going to be enough? 4 rounds on the board for Fierce, heading into the T side.
Well, T pistol round on Mirage. There is one good old faithful strategy that you can call upon in times of need, Robbie. It's called the Rush B strategy.
Rush B, Suka Blitz?
Well, Fierce really need to pick up this pistol round. So, based on the decisions that they've been making so far, I do think they're going to try and hammer 1 bomb site, use a shock and awe tactic. I don't think they're going to go for a couple of players buying some utility and going for some kind of setup or anything like that. But it's vitally important that Fierce win this round. It really is. They're not going to recover this game. It's that simple. PACT are too good a side. They will lock you down on the CTs at the moment. Mirage is clearly their home territory. They look so comfortable in it. They definitely, they're so comfortable. They're wearing their slippers. They've got the dressing gown on. They're chilling out on a Sunday afternoon at home on this map right now. Fierce need to step up and take this pistol round, but not just the pistol round. They need to get at least, I'd say 3 or 4 off the back of it to really remain competitive in this game.
For sure. I think, PACT is more worried about where the mini marshmallows are to put in their hot chocolate than, how well Fierce can fight themselves back into this game. At this point, I think you're definitely right. They've got the nice tea brewing, fireplace, crackling, nice and warm. I don't know why they need a fireplace in this weather, but it goes well with the analogy.
It's true. It does look like Fierce are going to be stacking over towards that A bomb site. I think we're just waiting on 1 flashbang only. It's going to be the only utility they're actually going to take into bomb site to be able to crack it. Alex is in a really awkward position as well because he's outflanked by the player from window and short. Might actually get Lunatic off guard here. Yeah, facing the wrong way. So that's a good opener. And the A-side attack comes in.
Now it's going to trigger the flashbang from Astro. And now it's anyone's game as the T's flood onto A site. They have control of the site so far, but Bloodbath, 2 kills go either way, and it's now a 2v3 situation thanks to that pickup in mid. Eccles is going to pick up Sobel, and now it's going to be all down to Darko. If he can take out these last remaining T players. One falls down there, Frey going to his grave. Bomb is down. No kit available for Darko here, but he does have that smoke if he wants to try and go for that ninja, but 10 seconds is a long time to wait. So let's see what he can do with this. Picks up the defuse kit. That's gonna maybe leave a little bit of room for this ninja defuse. Look at the position of the bomb right now. It's going to leave Eccles in a really awkward position to try and stop him from Palace. Not gonna matter too much though, as Eccles just runs him down, shoots exactly where he's going to be.
Yeah, it did look quite comfortable there, actually, for Fierce in that pistol round. We said they needed to win it, and they've done it. They're not out yet. They have won the pistol, and Eccles straight away with the Krieg. It's straight out. He's not taking any chances. No one's trying for a bonus round at this point. Fierce know that every point on the board is going to be vital for them. And PACT, look, it's almost like the complete opposite of what Fierce were doing. Fierce force bought every round, pretty much. PACT have gone for a full eco here. Morel's only on the P250, and that's because he got a couple of kills himself. Or at least one in the last one, so he can afford to invest up into it. But look at this. This is a very cerebral play from the Polish. A 5-man stack on the B bomb site. The bomb isn't here, unfortunately, which I'd love to see how much of a brawl this would have ended up as if Fierce did actually decide to go here. But it doesn't look like the bomb is going to end up edging its way over towards an empty A bomb site. But who knows? Maybe PACT will read this quickly enough and decide that they need to quickly rotate over to A. Doesn't look like that is going to be the case, though. But Fierce Esports and UK Esports as well, looking likely to get their 6th round on the board here.
Potentially, I think it all matters now how quickly they are going to push onto this A bomb site and how much time they're going to spend just trying to feel each other out. PACT not moving at all. They are really, really expecting this B push. But it looks like both teams are just completely paralyzed at the moment.
Yeah, it makes sense for them to expect a B push. You do see it quite often after winning pistol, and then you just go for a quick hit on B, knock them out of the round, nice and early, and build that nice momentum for yourself. That's a strategy a lot of teams tend to use. Fierce have gone for the opposite decision this time. They actually think that, starting to use their heads a bit, thinking maybe if we rush into one of these bomb sites and 3 of us get our heads clicked off, even we still win the round, but we lose these 3 guys, and they're the 3 guys with the rifles. We're going to be on the back foot again economically. We've been on the back foot economically the whole of the last half, so I think it's going to be key for them to try and keep the money advantage as we continue going through this half, as it was so important for PACT in winning all those rounds. And if Astro and Frey can pick up quite a few Mac 10 kills here, then that's exactly what they'll have, an economy advantage.
Riddle me this, Ben. Bomb goes down and none of the CTs move a muscle.
Well, I will rid you that. I'm assuming that they're just looking for lurking players. That's a very good riddle. The fact that they didn't move at all, probably just holding then at that point. They sort of know they're going to be hunted down. I'm assuming, and they're guessing that, well, we're going to be hunted down anyway. We're going to be stronger together than we are on our own. However, that logic didn't manage to get them any kills in that round, but buy has come out, although, again, their economy it is still weak. Only the 1 AUG as a scope, which you'd assume is going to go out mid. But no, they're going to leave mid completely unguarded, actually, and this can be a really dangerous play as a CT side, especially when you've got very little utility to watch some of these angles. Thankfully, they go for that double aggression into the Palace, though, but only trade 1 for 1 as a result.
See, what confuses me about that play is PACT have nothing to lose in that last round. Didn't buy anything, not even a grenade, if I'm not mistaken. But instead of, trying to go for the eco win, just trying to get a kill or 2, get a couple of these eco weapons off of Fierce that they know that they have, they just decide to stay on B. Maybe they're going for the group save, but I don't know. In my opinion, that just doesn't quite add up to me.
I'm just assuming that they're thinking 5 players are better than however many else if we decide to move, pushing 1 at a time. Fierce are going to attack the B bomb site this time, though, and it does look like they do have the slight advantage, especially as Stanley eliminates Darko, but Sobel to secure this kill. He does do so. He's got 3 more to find in this site, though.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a bloodbath. 2 players remaining on each side already. People just falling left and right. Bombers in the middle of apartments. If you look at the map, 2 players on either side, about equidistant from this bomb. Looks like the T's are going to want to go for it, but the CTs are just going to hang out at the back of apartments. They know that they've got the bomb there. It's just up to keeping these T's away from it.
Yeah, that flashbang from Echoes was actually the last bit of utility anyone in this round had left. A little bit of a fierce fight there. Pardon my language, no pun intended, but Lunatic actually managing to pick up Echoes just at the end. So you can see what they were trying to go for there. Fierce going for the double peak against PACT. PACT have won this round, and it was a round that they really needed to win as well. In terms of money, at least. They won it at great cost, though. 4 players being defeated, so large amounts of economy damage still done. They're not out of the woods just yet. Fierce can still potentially keep the momentum swinging in their favor. They have to win this one, though. Fortunately, in the last one, they kept the MAC 10 over, and the worst possible thing happened. The round depended on 2 mid-range 1v1 duels to go their way. And with a MAC 10 at mid-range against 2 rifles, it's just not going to work out for them, unfortunately. So they are going to have to buy into this one, and they're going to need to win it as well, I'm going to go ahead and say, if they want a chance at winning this game.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, I think if Fierce doesn't win this round, I think PACT takes that momentum and they use it for the rest of the game. So I think it's a very important round to determine what's going to happen for the rest of this game, and we'll definitely have to see how it plays out, as we're going to see a little bit of a potential skirmish here in apartments. Looks like no one's going to take Astro's bait, though. It's going to be a little bit of just a quiet little touch and go kind of map until the flashbang comes out on A site, and that's going to trigger the push from all sides. Looks like Sydney's going to try and defend here, but the T's are already pouring onto site. And it looks like the response isn't going too great. Flashes and such are coming out. 1 kill finally goes the way of Eccles. 1 kill on the board there for Fierce Esports. Going to take it down to a 5v4, but 1 more kill traded either way, and it's going to take it down to a 4v3 as the T's finally have control of the site, but not quite taking the time to plant the bomb just yet. Still trying to weed out some of these players hiding in CT that they're aware of. But look at this from behind Morals. No one's going to spot him out. Is he going to go for the knife kill? I want to see it.
Oh, he's got
so smart! Oh my goodness, Morals.
Oh, what an excellent play. We talked about PACT having those really superb flanking players be vital for them in the last half on their T side. And this time, Morals is the man to come through and do it now. 3 versus 2 as the push does come in from the CTs. Darko getting that wall bang, but the bomb is down. Astro with it all left to do. 1 versus 3 situation with that AWP is so dangerous. They don't know where he is, but now with the bomb smoked off, things aren't looking great.
Now he's tapped the bomb. Astro's trying to go for it. Any other weapon, and he could have just sprayed him down. No scope comes through, hits Morals in the head, but it's not going to matter. Too little, too late. Sobel's going to finish off the T player. Fierce. They don't secure the round.
Yeah, that's, again, really poor. Fierce, unfortunately. Not in terms of poor as in just badly misplayed, as in it's just unfortunate. You know, they get that double kill. Well, they lose, sorry, to that double kill from Arouse. From Palace, which puts them 2 men down, essentially in a position you thought that they would have an advantage in, and that leaves Astro in a 1 versus 3 with an AWP. If he has any other weapon, as you say, planting the bomb and it gets smoked off from that position, it's just virtually unwinnable. He stuck the bomb. PACT played that absolutely perfectly. Now, Fierce are knocked down to CZs and MAC 10s or whatever you have left on the board. I'm going to assume that for the rest of this map, Fierce are just going to force buy and try and get through it with what they can. PACT are just in the driving seat. Mirage looks like it's theirs completely. And if I'm a player on Fierce Esports right now, I'm talking about Inferno and what strategies I'm going to use there, because this one looks all done and dusted from my point of view.
For sure, I completely agree with you. 3 rounds left to win on the side of PACT, and, you know, Fierce, they're not looking so strong. You know, so far, they had a couple good rounds on the T side. They had a couple good defenses thanks to the plays of Alex, who is going to be the first person to fall as they try and push onto this B side here. Sobel and Darko combining to take out 3, 4, and it looks like it's going to be a quick and easy 5 as the bullets come through, and Sobel picks... Oh, no, I called it too soon. I cursed him. Caster's curse is real, ladies and gentlemen. It kills many CS players every single day. And Sydney is going to pick up the kill that his teammate couldn't quite finish up. 2 rounds left to find for PACT, and as you said, I think Fierce is definitely best bet is going to be to start talking about Inferno here.
Here it goes. Another force buy coming in from the side of Fierce Esports. I think somebody might have emailed me a copy of their strat book, Robbie. I'm just looking at here now, and it's just the words force buy and a bunch of blank pages at the moment. So perhaps their strats on, well, that's the Mirage segment of the strat book at least.
Right.
So I'm hoping they've got more stuff to show us on Inferno. I'd very much like it. I'd like it to be a competitive series. I'd like it to be a competitive series in the, in the mindset that I'd like it to be competitive. Vertigo map 3 though, maybe not that competitive, but who knows? It will be an interesting one to cast either way. But right now, these Polish players, Mirage is clearly just one of their stronger maps, even though they must be comfortable playing on it. But I'm assuming they've played against it recently against a bunch of teams who are also really good on it, because their win rate on HLTV isn't that great. I was a bit surprised when they picked it initially, but when Lunatic's doing things like that with the AWP and Morales is getting all of those valuable flanks in for you, then, I mean, why not have it in your pool?
Absolutely, and if PACT plays this way on Inferno, I doubt we'll be seeing any sort of Vertigo plays coming out, it's been an absolute shutout for the most part. Fierce, they've been getting some good rounds, they've been getting some close rounds. I definitely feel like if the score was more representative of the amount of kills and how close the rounds would be, it would definitely be a much closer game. But unfortunately, we don't count close rounds, we count win rounds. And maybe the next game can be a little cleaner than that sentence was.
Well, hopefully, at least. Sobor just eliminating Astro there. Fry for Fierce, he's got 21 HP and a rifle. He's in a good position. He could actually get the diffuser off guard here. Does manage to do so. That's very important. That puts the pressure on PACT now. He's got to land this spray down. Gets the first play and the second as well. Fierce might actually have it. Morales is out of time. Astro, Fry, by the skin of his teeth with that vodka, manages to save it out of nowhere. Well then. Certainly wasn't expecting that. I was expecting us to be 1 round away from Fierce's home territory on Inferno right now, but Fry in that round just absolutely dragging Fierce Esports through that round, saying, no, we're not down and out of it yet, boys. We've got at least 1 more on the cards, and look at the buy from PACT now. That 1 quad kill has destroyed the Polish economy. Not
well, no, an entire country is now in economic debt because of that 1 play from Fierce. And it looks like it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do too much with that momentum so far, as 1 player's already fallen, and Alex looking on half HP. He's got this scout. Let's see if he can do anything with it. But it's looking like it's going to be a rough round for both teams, as Eccles. I'm tripping all over my words today. It's way too hot in this country. No wonder Fierce is playing so poorly.
That's true. Maybe they don't have the level of air conditioning that, well, I know I have available. I'm not sure what the temperature's like in your casting area.
It's about 85 degrees right now.
Wow, that's pretty warm.
I know.
Although
it is partially because I'm here.
Oh, well, of course, yeah. I mean, more people in a room does tend to increase the...
Well, no, I'm actually reducing the heat by about 30 degrees.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Well, there we go then. Wow. Sydney's just going to left.
And that's number 2! Oh my goodness. Sydney's not happy about losing that last round. He's pulled out the headhunter. He's going for a 3rd. Can he find Alex's noggin? Doesn't quite. The sidestep from Alex there takes him down. But
I gotta say, Fierce manages to lose this round. Oh, word, just take us to Inferno. Oh, somehow they have as well. He's been the man for PACT with a triple kill, and he's taken us through it. How has this happened, Fierce? It was all looking so good. You had their economy on the ropes. They had 1 player with a rifle. It was so important. That could have been the comeback moment. The quad kill from Fry in the round prior. What a story to absolutely take them back into this map. But look at everything now. All it takes is 3 good Deagle kills from Sydney, and PACT looking back in control once again.
Well, I mean, as impressive as that last clutch from Frey was, were we really expecting the comeback? Let's be honest, but Stanley starts up this round with a nice kill into Sydney there. Darko and Frey finding kills of their own. Lunatic answering it back now, taking down the entry fragger from Fierce as he falls 3v3 right now, but the bomb is down. Almost acts as another man. You know, if you want to think about it, the bomb kind of acts as that extra man. You know, it's just that extra thing that the enemy team has to think about. And PACT definitely need to start thinking about it as they try and push back onto the site here. But Eccles is going to cut that out right now. Sobel finds one, but Frey is going to take down Lunatic now, leaving it all down to Sobel. Smoke is going to come down. He's going to tap the bomb, but he's looking for frags. One falls down. That's Frey. Taps the bomb again. 10 seconds on the defuse. Goes for it, but it's not going to matter. He's not going to have the time. There's no way this works.
There's
but
no
oh
way
my
this
goodness.
Okay, Fish, stay in it. I was going to say, that was such an absolute mess of a fight of a coach.
Absolutely.
There's no way that on the third attempt at not just tapping the bomb either, he held it for at least a second both times, right? There's no way I was going to say that somehow that diffuse is allowed to come through. Thankfully, the time runs down just low enough. And here's me thinking PACT are going to take us to map 2. And unfortunately, they haven't done so. Fierce by the skin of their teeth of one another one. It's another force buy, and it's a quick B-site hit coming in.
I mean, like, Rush B Suka Bleed has just been added to the strat document. One's going to fall down. Stanley, we're here with the Mac 10. He's going to find a second. 2 kills right away for the T's, and the bomb's going to go down. Looking like they could put another round under their belt here, but Darko is going to find 2 of his own. Frey finding Morels in the back line. He's going to say, no more flanks for you, my friend. But it's going to be down to Sydney and Darko now. Darko already 2 on the board, has this Mac 10. Deagle and a flash available to him as well. It looks like these 2 players are walking, but a little bit too slowly. It looks like they might just be trying to go for these exit frags here. As Darko doesn't quite find his. Eccles takes him down. Sydney doing a little better on his side. So he's going to find one exit of his own. Picks up a AK. That's going to aid him in the next round. PACT, I think, just trying to, trying to make sure that the next round's the one that they win.
Yeah, certainly. From my perspective, PACT have been making the correct decisions with their economy. It has been working out for them. Sydney has been getting a lot of Deagle kills in a lot of situations. They did get 3 kills in that last one. For an eco, that's still pretty good. So keeping the economy of Fierce in check. And PACT, they're not playing like Fierce. They're playing almost completely different games at the minute, right? Fierce have got the longest possible grind ever. One mistake and they're out of this game, whereas PACT are just saving to give themselves the optimum conditions. They only need 1 round to take us to map 2, so they could eco 2, 3 more times if they wanted to and make sure they could be guaranteed guns for the rest of the game. And well, if Morel's just hitting Deagle shots like that, and Sydney is as well, he's got an AK this round, that's exciting. But if okay, Morels, just get 2 Deagle headshots, don't let me think. Stanley will take out Sydney in the other way, but it's a 4 versus 3 in favour of the Polish.
I mean, it's just been an absolute bloodbath so far this game. 2 players falling on Fierce's side and only 1 over on the CT's end. Now it's about time for the T's to start making a move, and we're going to see Alex falling back here to try and pick up the bomb. A little bit of utility is spared from both sides here. Stanley's looking to try and feel out this A site a little bit. He's going to take a little bit of flak from Lunatic, but nothing's going to hit so far. And we see the last 2 T players moving over towards B here. Eccles in a little bit of a goof off with Sobel. Trying to have a look. Just waiting for one or the other to make a mistake or show themselves. But here we go. Molotov is off the mark. They're going to set themselves on fire. It's the old intimidation tactic. They're trying it again, but it's not going to pay off for them. Sobel takes 2. And that's going to be most likely all over for Fierce. Stanley, the only man left, 9 HP on the board. He's gonna... Oh, not quite. He takes down Darko, but peaks a little early there before he's finished reloading, and that is going to be the game for... But finally, it's going to be the game for PACT. Now, break that game down for me, Ben. I think we need a bit of an explanation after that.
Okay, sure thing. I can break that game down to you. PACT came straight out the bat. They came out swinging on their T side, built up loads of momentum and an absolutely dominant performance. Now, Fierce did win that secondary pistol round, so it looks like they might come back into things for a little bit. But unfortunately for them, they woke up a little bit too late. We saw their started getting the momentum going. We thought it was going to be potentially like a 16-4, 16-5 scoreline at one point, but Fierce did manage to start ramping up. Some individual performances were really what Fierce were relying on in order to try and keep them in that game, whereas PACT, they won that map certainly due to excellent map control and good lurking and flanking, especially from Morels, and some very, very clean aim from both Sydney and Morels on that roster as well, especially in the latter parts of the map. What key for the Polish taking the first one. We're going to Inferno next, I believe, which is Fierce's map pick. So hopefully we can see something stronger from them there.
I mean, fingers crossed, but if PACT can bring that momentum from that first game through into game number 2, there's no doubt in my mind that there's going to be no skyscrapers for us. Not on the cards, anyway.
Well, not entirely. Vertigo, such a tantalizing prospect, especially from a casting point of view. I was looking on HLTV, actually, at some of the teams that these teams have played against recently, and there's no small feat. Certainly from PACT's perspective, they have been taking maps off decent teams, at least. They've had their journey through ESEA Advanced Season 31, which this is the semi-finals of. They kicked it off, unfortunately, by losing to LDLC 2-0. But since then, have not dropped a map against any of their opponents so far. Whereas, conversely, Fierce Esports have won every series that they've played so far in the MDL Season 31 Europe sort of games. But 2-1 were their last 2 scorelines. So dropping maps against their last 2 opponents, showing a little bit more weakness than PACT have, at least on their way here.
Well, I mean, we can talk about their stats and we can talk about their past games as much as we like, right? But at the end of the day, this set so far is looking like PACT all the way. I mean, can't talk for Inferno, can't talk for Vertigo just yet. But if PACT plays like they do, like they did on Mirage, right? And Fierce can't find an answer for that economic brain power. Like, it doesn't matter how good on the map they are. If they can't make the correct economic decisions, if they keep making these mistakes that we've seen them make over and over again on this map, is there much chance of them coming back?
Too much force buying. It's that simple in terms of the economy from Fierce. Too much force buying. Okay, I understand that with the changes to the economy and things like that, force buying becomes a lot more appealing in the modern game compared to, what it might have been 2 years ago. But still, every round is too many rounds to be buying, especially when you're so many rounds behind in that first half like they were. Take the time. It works even mentally as a reset. If they take an eco, even if they have to take 2 ecos in a row, that's 2 rounds then, not just wasted. It's not given away. It's time for them to consolidate their mindset, talk about strategies, and plan ahead for the full buy rounds. Deal as much economic damage as possible with the pistols. Get a couple of kills if you can, but just focus on winning the rounds that you have at the best chance of winning. And you have the best chance of winning those rounds with the best weaponry. So, bit more tighter economy management, as you were sort of saying. That's certainly going to be key. And a higher caliber of individual performance. Alex, it was up to Alex at the start of that game for Fierce, who won 3 of the... Was it a 12-3 first half? Is that correct?
It was a 12-3 first half.
Right. So it only because of Alex in the first half did Fierce win any of the rounds they got on their CT side. And then again, it was players like Fry for Fierce that were keeping them in the latter stages of their T-side half in that game. So a little bit more individual performance from me. I'd like to see it. Flair, a bit more flashy plays if they're not going to be the most tactical team in the world. But I've got a feeling that perhaps Mirage just isn't a great map for Fierce, and Inferno will be. We'll have to see how they do deal with PACT on it in the end, though. I think that we're going to need to see more map control from them on the T side at least, should that be what they start on.
Well, we'll see if they can take that advice to heart. We're going to throw you guys to a quick break whilst we wait for the next match to start. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere and don't miss Game 2 of PACT vs. Fierce.
It's anti-beats, the maddest beat.
The music just turns me on.
Unknown. Look, says she looking wavy, looking like a maybe. I don't want a babe, but the shit is getting crazy. Yo, look, I might pull up to the scene. What's happening? All good, says she wants a man. Treat her well, little hood. When I hit that jackpot, you know the whole squad eating. Back 15, bitch, then I'm out skiing. Look, I came in for a wine, couple drinks, little fun. Man, she talking about a man, got her looking like a bum. I don't even wanna be rude. Ain't that kind of guy. When she talking about a man, I was gripping up her thighs. Back it up for me, slow wine, do it properly. Properly, take time, back it up for me, slow wine, do it properly. Take time, I tell her I ain't gonna bother making all these promises. Why bother saying something when I'm gonna do the opposite? I can promise you this night, nothing more. Call me MC Hammer, cause I'm feeling like I'm full. Says she looking wavy, looking like a maybe. I don't want a babe, but the shit is getting crazy. Says she looking wavy, looking like a maybe. I don't want a babe, but the shit is getting crazy. Looking wavy. I said she looking wavy. Looking wavy. I said she looking wavy. Yeah.
Said she tired of my crap, but if I get her back, then I'll trade my old stack, then I'll make it back. I see you on your Insta looking cute, but calm down, cause I'll put you in that kind of the goose. And yet she telling me this and telling me that. I miss the days up in ill sipping on yet, and I've been running her down, need my energy back. And now she's saying that it's peak, that I ain't getting her back. But girl, I need you back on my team, boo, cause them I can't treat you. Love you, I feed you, I please you. Look, I ain't shifting the blame. Only girl that I had that didn't care about the fame, that's why she wavy. She wavy, man, I say that's why she wavy. She be looking like a maybe. So will I hit it? Maybe, yeah.
I said she looking wavy, looking like a maybe. I don't want a babe, but the shit is getting crazy. Said she looking wavy, looking like a maybe. I don't want a babe, but the shit is getting crazy. Looking wavy. I said she looking wavy. Looking wavy. I said she looking wavy. Yeah.
Purchase your track now.
I don't wanna, but the shit is getting. Said she looking like a. I don't wanna, but the shit is getting. Looking wavy. Said she looking wavy. Looking wavy. Said she looking wavy. Yeah.
It's anti-beats, the maddest beat.
The music just turns me on.
When you turn away, I didn't know what to say. When you turn away, I didn't know what to say. I'ma give you a taste of what you've been waiting for till the night's over. Ooh, I know we're thinking the same thing. I know you wanna get with me. Ooh, I know we're thinking the same thing. I know we're thinking the same thing. I love the way you've been looking my way, baby. Don't hesitate, you can come on over. Let's get face to face. I'ma give you a taste of what you've been waiting for till the night's over. Ooh, I know we're thinking the same thing. I know you wanna get with me. Ooh, I know we're thinking the same thing. I know we're thinking the same thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the wait. We are back now, however, and we are jumping straight into it. 3-0 is the scores on the board in favor of UK Esports. Fierce sitting on top as the bomb is going down. Welcome back, Ben. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I've watched slightly more of this than you have. So originally it did look like PACT were in slightly more control than they are at the moment. Certainly left in this 1 versus 1 with Fry being the man with it all on his shoulders and just 8 HP. Sydney does have a smoke grenade, but what use is it going to be in this position? Fry is sort of countered any kind of smoke diffuse you're going to want to expect. Sydney is going to have to peek this angle soon enough. I don't know why Fry decides to keep sitting in that corner for so long, but Sydney is going to manage to win that round. PACT do get their first one on the board, but Fierce Esports, they took the first 3 of the game, ladies and gentlemen. So looks like Inferno is doing better for them than at least Mirage was.
I mean, for sure. Again, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the delay. We had a bit of a mix-up on the IPs, but we are back now, and we are going to be chugging along this train till the bitter end. And, I mean, fortunately we haven't had the privilege of seeing how the rest of this game has turned out. But Fierce looking like they're being a little stronger here. Although, judging from what I just saw there, it might be because PACT have just been charging them.
Well, maybe. I mean, Darko certainly seemed to think that he had some kind of knowledge that someone else didn't, maybe, by rushing up Banana like that. Astro, you know, too experienced, you have to assume, to allow any of those sorts of shenanigans to happen. And the other 2 players now just going to fall back onto that B-bomb site, just hold it a little bit more passively. Lunatic, who is on the other side of the map, and ready to rotate to B should he need to, and he's actually starting to do so. Is only on the glass cannon AWP, but that smoke's going to draw him back over towards Archside just a little bit, as it looks like the fake from Fierce Esports has been completed and the B push is about to begin.
Well, let's see how this goes. No utility has been thrown just yet, but we're waiting. I think they're just waiting for all of their players to come here. It looks like, actually, Morals is starting to rotate back, but Lunatic gets a quick, fresh kill there, and it starts the bloodbath. Everyone starts falling down. Site is secured for Fierce, But now it's down to Morals, who's here by himself, 1v3. Tries to spray through the smoke, and he's going to find Stanley through it. But not quite. The bomb planter. Bomb falls down. And it's going to be a 2v2 situation here. Frey and Astro, though, combined much lower health than their CT counterparts. So let's see how they can hold on to this bomb. Astro giving away his position there with the scope. Morals heard him. But can he get to him without falling down? He can't. Astro now trying to find the second kill, but Sobel is going to find it. Nearly gets picked up there as well. Smoke is going to go down, and Sobel is trying to find it, but Frey's too smart for that. You can't trick me that easy. And another win for the Brits, putting number 4 on the board.
Yeah, Fry knows just too well the position of that bomb there. He's only on 7 HP, and you're starting to think that obviously Sobol doesn't have that information, that he's only on 7, but a little bit more info in that kind of situation. Sobol maybe doesn't throw that smoke down there and go for the defuse. Maybe he actually does decide to take that duel in the 1v1 anyway. It's a close one, but it still goes the way of Fierce. Now, let's have a look at the economy for both sides. It's still looking slightly ropey for Fierce. Astro would be able to drop another one, you'd assume, should they lose this one. Stanley does have quite a lot of money as well, but Eccles only on that $1,000 mark. Meanwhile, it is looking like PACT will have called this timeout, and they're probably using it to discuss what they're going to do next round as opposed to this one. They've got the 2 HEs on Darko and Sydney, which I'm expecting to go straight up banana or mid to eliminate those, or try and deal some early damage at least, maybe get a lucky kill over towards banana. But other than that, it's going to be a full eco from PACT, potentially stacking a bomb site. We know they like to do that on the B site of Mirage in the last one. But it'll be an interesting decision to see what they actually go with.
Well, it'll also be an interesting experience to see if they're going to play Scarecrows like they did last time.
Yeah, that could also be another decision. It's going to be one for the ages anyway, as they really use all of this time. So just a reminder for all of you lovely viewers joining us who decided not to watch map 1, that did go the way of PACT. It was their pick, and they won it 16-9. And now we're on Inferno. It's Fierce's map pick. They currently head 4-1. Fierce won the pistol round, the subsequent 2, and they've just I've forgotten the word for it. I know the word for it. They've won the reset round. Reset. That's what it's called in Counter-Strike. Right. They've won the reset round after PACT secured 1 and have put PACT's economy on the back foot yet again. The winner of this series, as we know, Robbie, they go to the finals of the ESEA.
The finals?
31.
They go to the finals, Ben.
Finals. The big one.
So it looks like it was actually Fierce who were the people who caused the timeout here. It looks like which players gone walkies there?
Yes, it would say so. So I'm just looking to see what the winners of these games would actually get and why they're competing so fiercely. So it does look like everybody has already qualified for the lower end of the Mountain Dew League 31 relegation segment. So the top 6 teams from the ESEA Advanced season go into that, and then should they then fight through the relegation bracket, will qualify for the Mountain Dew League season 32. And meanwhile, the winner of that grand final, not only do they get $4,500 US, $4,500 guaranteed place in the MDL season 32. So a lot to play for.
Absolutely.
Either way.
I mean, Mountain Dew League, you know, it's been going on for quite a while. It's quite a popular league. You know, we see, correct me if I'm wrong, there aren't too many professional level teams in there, but quite a lot of high level semi-pro players.
It depends. You quite often see in the MDL a lot of the lower level, you know, bottom top 10 kind of teams might be participating in it.
Sure.
Certainly have a look actually and tell you. I know that I think Vitality played in the last MDL season.
Sure, but in general, you're looking towards the you know, high semi-pro, low pro end.
Yes,
so it's quite a big stepping stone.
Oh, it's a step up from this game certainly. So I'm just for the European teams. Sprout placed first and second alongside Vitality. We're looking at teams like Virtus Pro were in there after their sort of 4 recently. Epsilon, Chaos Esports Club. So some of these names, Ents actually. Finished 18th. I think they dropped out of it though, but don't quote me on that one.
Sure.
And then of course you get to go to the global challenge should you do well in the MDL season. Either way, though, both these teams are fighting. The pause has continued for a long time. It doesn't look like it's because of a disconnect on the side of Fierce.
What do you think is going on? Do we think maybe a power cut?
I'd hope no. I'd hope not, rather. Sorry.
Could it be? Oh, no, he's back.
He's back.
So
is it Stanley or Fry that disconnected?
Fry.
I see.
So Fry, he was, he was frozen in time. He got caught in a capsule whilst delivering a pizza, and now he's in the future.
Of course. Right. Yeah. It's over.
He's in the future now, and he's back, trying to fix everything for Fierce.
He's in the future, and he's come back from the future. He's gone, guys, listen. All we have to do is win this series, and UKCS is going to be big again, and the rest of his team are just pissing themselves.
Well, yeah, they're all laughing, right? But he's seen it. Frey knows.
He knows.
Right? He's been sent back in time because in the future that he went to, they didn't win this game, and British esports on the CS level is a laughingstock to a higher degree than it is now.
Wow, I didn't even think that was humanly
so he's
possible.
Come back in time to prevent that from happening.
Wow, he's got a lot to do anyway. It does look like his team have the advantage. Another map to go for Fierce yet, even if they are to win this round. Not this round, this map. Even so. So, PACT, they've gone for 2 grenades and 2 smoke grenades. So, some kind of stack defense, I'm assuming. Maybe try and go for a ninja defuse. Yeah, they're taking the 1 smoke on Morels. He's got the CZ and armor holding A on his own. Everybody else is going to challenge Banana. There go the opening 2 grenades. But Fierce, too smart for them. They do actually manage to wait those out and not take any damage whatsoever as they start moving over towards B.
Well, you're right on what you said about, PACT wanting to play this eco round all together, as they're going to form up a little firing totem squad here right in the pool. And, oh my god, Stanley turns the corner and just a barrage of suppressed bullets fly straight towards him now. It's going to be Fierce still in the driver's seat as they're going to take down the Lurk. Morals falls down. And it looks like PACT is going to choose this time to actually move when faced with the knowledge of the bomb being somewhere else. You're going to see a little bit of an engagement between Fry and Sobel here. But the main fight is going to happen over towards the A site as Alex takes down that chicken that was menacing him so badly. And Astro is going to take down Sydney. Going to take him all the way down under.
Well, obviously, hopefully not all the way to Australia because his ping would be horrible. But either way, if Sobel can get 1 kill here, it's okay, right? It was a full eco with a couple of investment. They did have to move straight off that B site straight away. It's one of the things when you only put 1 player on the A site, it's called a gamble stack for a reason. And once your opponent figures that out, they know that there's very little contention to be had on the other side. Morels, unfortunately, didn't actually manage to clean anyone up himself in that A-site defense. So all in all, just an easy anti-eco from Fierce.
Sure. And, obviously didn't pay out for them. As much as they wanted to. They do get 1 kill in the way of Stanley. But everyone else just goes, oh, I see you're doing this. Well, I guess I'll just take my ball and go play over here. And they did that. And then PACT couldn't get anything else. And they all just died 1 by 1. And now we see them in this position 4 rounds down. So we haven't seen from PACT in this series so far. Sydney does find 1 kill though. So he's looking to start off the round strong. Right along with Sydney now. He's going to pick up that AWP from Astro. Putting him in a little bit of a better position. 2 AWPs now in possession of the T's. And Morals is going to find Eccles as well. This is looking good for these players now. It's going to be up to Sydney to see if he can find some of these kills. He's got the AWP. He's dealing with a jiggle peek. Starco finds 1. Alex is going to fall down. But Stanley's going to find the return. And Sydney and Fry are going to have a bit of a discussion. And it's going to end in a heated exchange of bullets. That's not going to go well for either of them.
Yeah, Fry left in the 1v3 here. He does have the bomb available, but he's got an AWP in his hands. And that's really not a weapon you want once again. This is the, we saw it was Astro the last time he was in a 1v3 with an AWP on Mirage. He nearly managed to take that one, but didn't win it because the AWP was the weapon he had. He has managed to pick up a Krieg now, though. just avoids contact with the player second mid. PACT got a really good advantage early on in this round due to a really good play from Sydney and Darko together. Lunatic's going to get that up shot every day. Nice clean one from him. But yeah, excellent opening. Sydney just throws the perfect flash there. Darko pushes in, eliminates the one player who's holding aggressively in front of the smoke. The other player's behind the smoke, so can't refrag for him, and that gives PACT the free AWP that they can use to defend that angle. Economy from Fierce still looking good, though. They can afford to fall by into this one with Stanley having to drop down onto that Mac 10. But PACT, they need to get a couple of rounds straight together here on the board, perhaps even tie it up if they want to start shifting the momentum in their favor.
Sure. I mean, if I'm Fry, you know, at the end of that round with an AWP, 30 seconds on the board, he chooses to pick up the Krieg. Doesn't quite pay out for him, but you know, I can kind of see what he's going for. I don't nearly have any sort of confidence like that, but apparently these players do, as the apartment murder spree is going to take place. 2 players falling down from both teams there in a short amount of time. Only 2 coming out, Lunatic and Alex at very low health, but Lunatic making sure that he's the lone survivor of that atrocity in apartments, and he's going to take down his rival. Alex falls, and now it's down to the other 2 remaining players on the T side to try and push here. Looking for this player on the site. Sydney's going to find Stanley, and it's all down to Astro now. 11 HP on this player. Sydney's going to pull out the USPS, and he's going to fall down. PACT catching up the ground.
So clinical there. So clinical. Was it Sydney there defending that
Sure,
that B bomb site?
Yep.
Yeah. What a hero, right? So for some reason, I don't know what reason, Astro decides that what he wants to do is go for a jumping AWP shot, or at least jump up somewhere and get himself an advantage, a vantage point to try and use that AWP from. Sydney, just in the middle of the apex of the jump, doesn't manage to kill Astro, but does dink him straight away, which means that after he deals with the other rifler, he's in a 1v1 that's already been won for him, essentially. Not only is it against an AWP, but it's an AWP with low HP, and he's close angle with a pistol out, you know? He continues spraying the angle, gets his USPS out, and just does a really good job there too. It was actually that first shot accuracy from Sydney anchoring that B bomb site that went so well for them, and Fierce, that was their best chance of winning that round. They'd isolated, they'd done the right tactical call, they'd isolated the 2v1, but somehow they just don't both peek him at the same time, and they both end up falling to him. So really regrettable, but I like what I'm seeing from Fierce. They've gone for an eco for once, and I'm very happy about this.
Oh my goodness, destruction rains down in Banana as Sydney and Darko absolutely obliterate the entirety of Fierce, who've just stacked up ready behind that smoke and just, whew, mama.
Yeah, not so happy about Fierce being eliminated entirely after I commend them for doing a force buy, but, you know, not doing a force buy rather, but sometimes that's just the nature of the beast. PACT, ooh, Lunatic getting incredibly aggressive with that one. He's going to be immediately punished for it, and Sydney getting eliminated over towards Banana as well. Now, PACT are in a man-down situation at the moment, and it's been a little bit of a signature so far of their CT side on Inferno, getting these aggressive angles. Darko and Sydney have been doing it a lot towards Banana, and Lunatic now taking it aggressive up towards mid instead of over on the balcony position, but just doesn't go his way. He looks the wrong way. I'm assuming he's expecting some kind of second mid push and just gets punished by the deep mid player. Morales is going to go back for it, but Astro takes his head off with a Krieg, and that leaves us in a 2 versus 4.
I mean, it's definitely not looking good for PACT. I mean, after such a strong performance in that last eco round, you know, just completely wiping out the entirety of Fierce, looks like they've gotten their second wind, and they're saying, we will not go down so easily in this round. We've got guns too, you know. Fierce is now pushing on to this B bomb site here. Darko just hiding behind these coffins. I mean, it's not gonna matter. He's gonna fall down there. And Sobel, he knows when he's defeated, making the right call here, I think.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, falling back.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just going to take that rifle away. He's got utility as well to save. Whether he'll be able to save it or not is a different question. Now, where would you run to in this position, Robbie? If it's me and all right, I'm on A site right now, where are they not going to expect me to be? I might just beeline it all the way to
T-Apps.
I'm
thinking
T-Apps, maybe Mexico.
I mean, I think Mexico is the first place you look if you're looking for a fleeing fugitive.
That's true. If you're looking for a rat, check the sewers.
He's running from the law. But Sobel does find one. He's not gonna go to Mexico. He's he's deciding to stay his ground, and he does find one return kill there, and keeps the AWP. Who he's gonna throw it over to Lunatic, who's been doing some really nice stuff with it.
Very important there at the end, actually, that they've picked up that AWP. Just another little upgrade that you can pass on to Lunatic now, which means that it's a much lesser degree of punishment that Lunatic receives for his push in the last round. He would have been forced off that weapon had Lunatic not picked it up, although Sydney perhaps would have dropped it to him. He does have just enough money, but it's hard to tell. Either way, though, things looking good for Fierce on the T side of Inferno, no less. PACT, though, they don't look ever out of it. They might be behind, but they never look out of the game.
No, for sure. And here we're going to see Darko in the same position that we saw Sydney a couple rounds ago. Doesn't manage to get any kills, but Astro falls down to 4 HP here. Stanley going to pick up the other defender of B site, but Morals going to find the return kill. Lunatic on the AWP, going to pick one up for himself. Morals now finds a second kill, and that's going to leave Fierce in a very rough position. Astro here, as I just said, very low HP. Alex, the only one here who's got any chance of surviving any more than a single shot. And they're going to slowly be making their way up Banana. Astro still keeping a hold of this bomb. I think maybe the play here is to pass the bomb over to Alex and try and use Astro as bait. Trying to get him onto the site, but it looks like they're taking their time. Trying to clear out the site as nicely as they can, but they're going to open themselves up to this pincer maneuver as Lunatic holding this long angle. Morals is going to find one, and now it's down to the 4 HP Astro. He's going to get shot in the back by Lunatic. And a very clean round there by PACT, taking them down. Morals doing absolute work.
Perfectly timed rotation as well from Lunatic. It was almost like they were reading each other's minds. As soon as Astro got in position to where he might be looking to threaten this B bomb site, you see as his little marker on the minimap is moving over, you just see the little marker of Lunatic moving in tandem. And as Astro gets in position, Lunatic then has the angle to CT. No smokes available in that not post-plant situation, but end of round situation for Fierce, which means that they can't get on that B site. And very good B anchorage going on from PACT overall, actually. We saw it from Sydney before. We saw it Rels just then. They're holding that B bomb site relatively well, but Fierce Esports are managing their economy a lot more. Look, they've kept it pretty much above 2k a player around the board, so they're sort of willing to let the scoreline be tied up here as the A bomb site attack comes in.
And come in it will, but Sobel's going to break it up, but Frey and Alex picking up 2 kills for themselves. Morals is going to find one, and Alex and Sydney are going to trade it out as well. Sydney, the only man left standing around here. Alex with a beautiful headshot there. The Deagle just ripping the head straight off of Sydney, and it's going to be a nice situation here for the T's to plant. But it looks like the bomb has been left behind now. Alex is going to find Darko. Darko's going to find Alex from the back. What just happened?
Oh no! How this round?
What just happened?
Oh, I can't believe this has been allowed to happen. This is another one of these situations where Fierce Esports look like they've won the round, but PACT somehow find their way back into it there. So the flank comes in from short, right? They have Alex on the bomb site. They're having him push aggressively because they suspect he might be towards Arch, right? So if he can go over there and listen out for some footsteps, maybe they get more information. But in that time, Darko just comes up short, gets the pixel angle on Astro. Well, he kills Astro first, gets the pixel angle on him. And because he's only on 4 HP, one bullet takes him down. He then goes to peek. Alex was the player on site. He then goes to peek Astro, who's in the pit, but Astro is in the middle of repositioning to get the angle on him. He doesn't realize that he's being faced so quickly and falls down to that pixel headshot angle. What an incredible play.
It happened so fast, I had to watch it back on the stream. I oh my goodness, like, how do you see? Like, just aims straight down the middle of the hay barrel there and just gets a beautiful headshot. I mean, my God, what a play there from PACT. Definitely shows you why they have made it, and definitely shows you that they deserve to be here in the semi-finals. Now Sydney showing us maybe another decent B-side defense here, but only manages to pick up one before he's taken down by Frey, and now it's up to Morals and Lunatic to try and bring it back. Morals trying to spam through this glass here. Not gonna quite find anything too much. Lunatic gonna get smoked back off, and the bomb is down, ticking away. And it's going to be a tight retake if the CTs are gonna want to win this round. It looks like they're going to try and commit now, as Morals is pushing onto the site. He's got 3 to find, but Astra's gonna find him first. All down to Lunatic. Looks like he's gonna want to try and back off, but he's not going to get any easy way to do it. Does find one. Astra's going to fall down, but only 5 seconds remaining, and he's going to get away from that before the bomb takes him down. But Frey's not going to let him. He wants the kill. No bomb kill for you. Lunatic's going to fall. Putting round number 7 on the board for Fierce. Round 14.
I'm scratching my head at the moment as to the tactical decision there from PACT to actually go for that one. They had no money left in the bank for them to actually be able to do anything in this round. And this round isn't the last round of the half. So I'm not entirely sure what they were doing. If they'd have saved those weapons, gone for a decent buy and potentially even just saved them into the last round of the half, they could have guaranteed themselves maybe at least one, or at least a fighting chance at one. But now they have to force buy the last 2 in the half. Very confused as to who made that decision, especially when they were smoked off for so long and they had such little time to try and retake from CT. So very confusing from my point of view anyway. It does look like Fierce is going to take this one nice and convincingly. And we saw in that last round the difference in your ability to attack the B-bomb site when you have a CT smoke versus when you don't have a CC smoke. This round went absolutely perfect for them. They managed to isolate Sydney, having only lost 1 player, and then consolidate that 3 versus 2 retake situation.
Oh. Whoa.
Okay.
Sydney. Okay, Sydney throughout this entire series has been showing us that the Deagle is not okay.
Yeah, the pistol work from PACT has been phenomenal. Him and Alex have both been doing incredible work with those Deagles, actually. So, credit where credit's due.
I mean, I was left without words after that shot. I mean, it was beautiful. But Darko and Sydney here, they're looking like they're going to just try and save this armor and these pistols that they've got. Looks like the T's might be trying to hunt them down. AK being saved here by Darko. If you can hold on to it, that's going to be a really nice pickup from the T player. And he is going to be able to grab it. It's going to be passed off to, it looks like Sobel. Oh.
Yeah, well, they're going to drop what they can, right? You're assuming players that have been playing well. So I want to see this K in the Sydney or Morals, to be honest with you. Darko taking it for himself, I guess. That's what you could do. Sydney is on an SMG, but I'm still perplexed as to why they went for it the round before last. They've got no money in the bank for the last round of this half now, but, well, Darko's opened things up, so maybe they win anyway.
Well, that's 2 for Darko, so definitely the right choice for this AK, whether or not it was the correct thing to do in theory. It's definitely worked out in practice. And it's going to put PACT in a decent position. They have forced this round, so, I mean, whatever they can get, even if they don't win off this, is going to be great. But they put themselves in a pretty good position to win. Haven't quite been able to pick up the weapons that they made the T's drop just yet, but Morals finds the SG, or as you like to call it, the Krieg.
Oh, look at Morals' position as well.
Oh, is he going to find it? Stanley, he walks in. He's going to do a double take, but he isn't quite going to be able to hit the shot. Stanley, he's going to fall down. Poor dude. He does a little double take. You see him as he comes into the room. He checks the angle, but you know when you check an angle and you're like, oh, I'll check it, but there's no way anyone's going to be there. Right,
Yeah,
so you kind of like...
sort of checking it for the sake of things at this point. Oh, you've got to check it.
And you know, he sees him, but like he just doesn't believe it. He's like, wait, hold on a second.
He's somehow got another flanking kill. How is this possible? How is Morales being allowed to do this? How has he been given this much freedom? Not just in this round, but in several rounds on Mirage as well. Fry's now left in a 1 versus 5 because Morales is allowed to get 1 flanking kill from the T-apps, and then somehow they just let him walk over to T-side and mid and just peek somebody from there, and nobody communicates that he might be moving around in that area.
Yeah, I was about to say definitely a lack of communication from PACT there, as Frey's going to try and get the spray down. He's going to find 1, nearly a second, but Sobel's going to put an end to that. Bomb does go down in favor of PACT, but Yeah, definitely some communication needs to be figured out by Fierce there, because that was not okay.
Yeah, they need to tighten things up. They really shouldn't have been losing that round. Now, admittedly, that did come down to very good positioning from Morales. So that's not something that you can essentially put all at the feet of Fierce Esports in that one. But mistakes were certainly made. And this is their map. They need to win it to push the third, remember. PACT, they don't have to worry about anything. They win this map, they're off to the finals, right? They've secured that extra little bit of prize money for themselves, and they're looking at potentially getting straight qualification for MDL 32. So it's really the pressure on Fierce at the moment. They're 1 round ahead, but they should be 2. And I'm not sure how much it's going to mentally affect them that last one. If they lose this pistol as well, the momentum could start to shift the other way. I thought PACT were stronger on their T side than their CT side on Mirage. So if PACT are just a T-sided team, then this could be very dangerous for Fierce coming up.
I mean, absolutely. I think the rest of this game very much depends on how well Fierce can play these CT angles, how well PACT can play this T side. I've always been a big advocate for how a great CT-sided team is a great a great Inferno team. Because Inferno is built for CTs. You know, it's angles upon angles, and you pick your level of aggressiveness and you fall back depending, right? If you're a CT and you want to be aggressive, there are angles that you can go to, and then you can fall back safely. If you want to play more passively, there are angles further back that you can go to. And how well Fierce decides to play these, as Alex is going to pick up one straight away. He's definitely feeling those aggressive angles. But how well Fierce can play the CT side is definitely going to be the deciding factor on if this is going to go to Vertigo or not.
Yeah, certainly. They got to hit the shots. Alex has shown us a little taste of what Fierce need to do for the rest of the thing. He's going to be pressured once again, though, as these smokes come onto the A site. How many shots is he going to be able to land? That's the question. Flash coming in now.
Well, it's going to be down to Alex. He's going to be the first responder on the scene. No bullets are going to be hitting either side, but Lunatic's going to take a chunk there from Astro as they try to pass Lunatic, hitting a jumping headshot, it looks like. And that's going to be their opening. They're going to push through Archway here as they get an opening frag, and Sydney takes 2 on B. All the defenders are taken down now, and it looks like this is going to be a free win for PACT. It's going to have to be some magic coming out of Alex and Stanley here if they want to retake this B site. Sydney coming straight into the line of fire. He's going to get taken down by Stan. Bomb is down, however, and they are on a ticking timer. 3 T players here on the response. They're all hanging out in this angle. Alex looking the complete wrong way. Stanley finds 1, Stanley finds 2. Not going to be enough, though. Sobel takes down the 3rd, and that's going to be round 1 on the second half for PACT.
What a roller coaster of emotions that round was. The opening kill from Alex up mid, incredibly good job. That then gets traded out for PACT on the A side, and you think, right, this is it. The A side's under attack, but no. They leave one lurker in the form of Sydney over towards that B bomb site, and he kills both defending players, completely opening it up from a CT push as well, allowing them to consolidate it, forces the CTs to go back through Banana, and then it looks like, you know, it looked like absolute hero hours for the moment for Fierce. It looked like they were going to pull it back from the brink, but just narrowly missing out on it in that one. And we see it again now. I'm starting to worry, Robbie. They're starting to lose rounds, and they look like they're falling back on this force buy option. Now, it is second round. Force buys are more viable than any other time. I just hope that this isn't a trend that continues for the rest of this half.
I mean, I'm right there with you, man. I mean, especially after Fry's trip to the future, I'm hoping that they can learn from their mistakes. As Stanley and Sobel separated by just a fading smoke, and that's going to be the first encounter of the round. Sobel's going to take it with only 16 health left to his name, as the rest of the T's are grouping up around B site. Another smoke is going to come through from Astro just to delay that little extra bit of time. But it looks like the responding smokes are coming through from PACT, and they're going to use that as an opportunity to run away. Look at this. They forced the rotation from Eccles. It's worked, but Alex finds something there. The Swag 7's going to come in clutch, but he's going to spot 4 players coming around the corner. No one's there in time to help him. They already forced the rotation out of Eccles, and he's not going to be there in time. The SMG isn't quite going to fall short, and that's going to be it. It looks like Fierce is conceding this one.
Sobel and Alex spent about the entire duration of a smoke grenade sat either sides of the smoke from each other. One of them was watching one door to balcony, and the other one was watching the other door. They were in the same little tiny room, in that little connecting room up on balcony as you leave T-apps, for the entire duration of the smoke, and it just faded. And Sobel was looking straight at Alex. He had a good 1 or 2 seconds to react, but just doesn't do it in time. Doesn't expect him to be sat in that corner, and that allows him to get the kill. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough for Fierce to win the round, because they are being hunted now by these Mac 10s. Every player lost to one of these is a real pain. Just one, fortunately, and it was just one pistol player, but still, that's more money lost for Fierce. That's more money gained for PACT in the SMG kill.
Oh, no.
And please stop force buying every round. I beg you, Fierce. Just take these weapons into battle, and I'll be a happy man. I am a happy man indeed. Thank you very much.
There, I was a little worried there, but we only see a few pistols being picked up on the side of Fierce. They're keeping their MP7, sorry, that MP9 with them. And it looks like maybe they're going to take it a little slower. What do you think the call is here for Fierce? What do you think that they need to do?
Well, at the moment, Fierce we haven't actually seen a full gun round from them to be able to do anything. So we don't know what their default strategies are. It may just be that they do rely on these gun round default strats, and they are good enough to carry them through the rest of Inferno. We're not going to see that until next round, though. So with these pistols, I like the decision that they've made. They're playing close angles here with Stanley to try and fake some A presence. But look at this. Alex has the bomb. He's sat on that bomb and he's just waiting for it. He's got a CZ as well. He could deal so much damage if these players attack the B bomb site and then come back for the bomb as an afterthought. And there we are. Now he's got an AK. Turn around just in time. Molotov now to delay the push on him, though. The other side's going to get smoked off, but they can't get this bomb back yet. Time's ticking down. What are the rest of the players from Fierce going to do, though, to try and capitalize on this situation?
I mean, it looks like Alex has fallen back to this angle, but the T's know he's there. Darko's going to find him out. He's going to fall down. It's a little bit unfortunate. I think Alex falls a little bit too far back there from the action. Does have that SMG available to him, but just doesn't really use it to its full use. A little bit unfortunate there. Maybe a little bit of a misplay, but it looks like PACT here now looking to put down the bomb. Goes down, and it looks like Eccles is happy just saving this creek.
Yeah.
We calling it a creek?
Krieg? I'm happy to call it a Krieg.
Well,
I like the word Krieg.
You want to explain that to me? Krieg?
No, because I can't
okay.
remember the quite origins of that weapon. I'm pretty sure it's because the T's just use it to sort of run and gun on bomb sites, you know, have that little advantage. Maybe chat could grace us with the origins of the form Krieg. I think I heard Sponge saying it first, so perhaps it's just the Australian name for the weapon and we've all adopted it. Either way, I don't think he's going to be able to keep that weapon going into the next round. But, I mean, more happened in that round than I thought they were going to be able to do. Alex, it looked like, potentially, with that bomb play, they might have had some potential to do some serious damage. But unfortunately, just the two players taken down. Good enough for me for an eco. And now we're going to see the full gun round come out. And we're going to see the extent of what Fierce's CT side can actually do.
I mean, let's hope it's been better than what they've been able to show us recently. I don't think they've won a round on the CT side quite yet. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Fierce have not yet claimed a CT round, but there have only been 2 of them so far. So there is that to bear in mind. This will be the first official gun round, and this is going to tell us a lot. Or 3, my apologies. But yeah, it is going to tell us a lot about what Fierce are going to be able to put up with in terms of a fight. If they lose this one, look at their money, Robbie. $50 on 3 players, $100 on 2. This is the full gun round that they're fighting for. They don't have to worry so much about the lack of head armor because there's no SMGs about, but Sydney's going to take the first one just like that.
Fry just
looking dangerous now.
Like, I can't fathom what possessed Fry to just run straight down Banana there.
I'm assuming he thought he was covered by that smoke to give him a slightly more aggressive position, but the spray down just lands perfectly and just gets taken out.
Well, let's hope that his teammates can make up for it. Weapon is now dropped, and it looks like the T's are starting to push down Banana. Astro's got a shot lined perfectly on Darko. If only he could see through that wall. But let's see what they can make of it. Astro, he's going to get caught out here if all these T's push at once, and it's looking like that's exactly what's going to happen.
Collateral hours.
What? Lunatic takes a shot, but it's not going to take him down. Astro manages to find a couple grenades to save him a little bit of time. He's going to be able to fall back now. And it looks like the T's have delayed their push a little bit as Astro is looking to readjust this angle. Darko trying to find something, but this is actually going to trigger the rotation away to A site now. Now that Sobel's taken down Alex, it's a free site. Eccles here, he's rotated on, and the bomb is going to go down on A. Bomb has been planted, and now the CTs are aware. Eccles finds one, Daku falls down. Can he find Sydney? No, he cannot. Krieg takes down Eccles, and it's now up to Astro, but I think he just kind of wants to save this AWP here. If I was him, I would just try and take...
Certainly.
Yeah, absolutely, for the sake of this economy. Sydney's looking like he's going to try and go for the push. I think he's, he knows that he's probably going to be holding from Coffin. Starts to go for that peek. Astro's going to find the shot, but he's going to be defending from all angles. It's like watching an episode of Shark Week, Ben. They're smelling the blood. They want it. The shot's off the mark, and Astro's going to fall down. No AWP for him, and Fierce sinking further and further down this hole.
Yeah, indeed, PACT really showing how strong their T sides actually are on these maps. Talking about the Krieg that we were earlier, I'd just like to thank people in chat for informing us that it was called the Krieg in 1.6, and that Krieg also means war in German. So thank you guys for helping us out with that little bit of information. I'm not sure how much of I'm trying to think of a way to phrase this now. You know, whether Fierce Esports are going to be any more participants in this Krieg over Inferno at the moment. There we are, using the word. I'm trying to fit my German in somehow.
Good job.
But either way, the bottom line is Fierce are in trouble.
You nailed it, Ben. But, here they come. Alex just trying to find something through the smoke. He hears the response from Morals. Looks like a little bit of a slower round from PACT as Morals is going to take the head off of Alex. He's going to find himself a very convincingly closed casket funeral for the CT player. Don't want to be seeing that big head hole, and Sydney's going to fall down as... Sorry, Sydney isn't going to fall down. Sydney and Darko are going to find kills of their own as BT's secure B site. 2 players remaining on Fierce, and... Ben, it's not looking good, is it?
Yeah, you expect normally that Flower Pot's boost is good for at least 1 frag from that position. And I think the player who was boosted up there did actually see 1 player he could have killed and decided to wait. And unfortunately, he then got peeked after. And it was a little bit of an awkward exchange. Did finally get eliminated. But playing 2 players on the CT side of that B site defense when smokes are coming down is incredibly difficult. The money is going to be back for Fierce, though. So they are going to have at least 1 more buy round in this game. Should they lose this one and Nico another, they will have sort of 1 final one, I would assume, to prevent map point and series point from being arrived. But the timeout has been called either way. Fierce Esports, they've got a lot to talk about with each other. And what are they going to do? I think, personally, Stanley's got 6-8-50 and he hasn't bought yet. So I think they're debating over whether a second AWP gets bought here. It doesn't. Alex doesn't actually have a weapon available to him, so no one's going to be able to drop for him either. So just the USPS. He's not even going to upgrade, which makes me think he's saving for AWP in the next one regardless.
I mean, only other explanation actually does find an XM111 there, the auto shotty.
Purchasing it a little bit late.
I mean, it's an eco weapon if it gets 3 kills, right? That's how it works.
That's true.
Interesting pickup there from the CT players. We'll definitely be interested in seeing how he uses it as the whole of the T squad here pushing out of mid. They're looking to take control of the A bomb site. And Astro trying to find something here, misses the AWP shot. Oh my goodness, he does find Sydney, but it's not going to be enough. Darko's going to pick him up there in Arch. Now pushing on to the site. Darko finds 1. Stanley falls down, and it's all down to Alex, who is going to get spotted out by Sobel, who's too distracted by the players on site, and that's going to be a very clean and very efficient take of the A site there. Only 1 player falling down, and it looks like the rest of Fierce are staying in their little corner.
Yeah, it does appear so either way. What do Fierce do now? That's the question. They're running out of time to sort of change things up as well. I didn't expect PACT to have such a dominant T side. Second gun round victory going to be going their way as well. I think there are 2 tools left in Fierce Esports' tool shed in the back of the garden. One of them is a double AWP strategy, which with their economy, they won't be able to do next round. They might be able to push the round after, but certainly with lacking utility, to say the least. And that's if they hard eco on this one. The second option I think that they have is some out-and-out aggression. We haven't seen it yet straight through the A site apartments, maybe into second mid. We saw Morel's doing it so well previously when he was on the CT side, especially in that one round that allowed them to clean up the half. So maybe a little bit more aggression through second mid might be the answer to their woes, but they force bought into this one with the rifles, so whatever happens, they must win it.
Ooh, Darko gets slapped in the face by a Molotov there, and the nades from Astro are going to finish up Lunatic. Lot of damage coming through from the grenades. Morals does find Stanley, though, in the back, and that's going to trigger the rotation from these two players in Banana. They're going to make their way back over towards the A site, as it looks like the T's are looking to take it. No response yet in terms of rotations from the CTs. Nades are coming on. It looks like the calls come through, as it looks like Fry might be looking to rotate. Astro finds one, but he's going to get taken down by Darko, and that's finally going to trigger the rotation. But Alex here, he's in a really awkward position. Someone's going to spot him straight out, and he's going to take him down. Alex takes a very unfortunate fall there. Darko finding Fry on the rotation, and it's now all up to Eccles. Can he take this now? Darko going to try and flash him out. Flash doesn't quite come off in time, and Eccles is going to find one. This could be it. Finds the AK. Smoker's going to come through. A collective... What is that? 15 HP on PACT, and Eccles is not quite able to find it. Sydney takes him down. Just very unfortunate there. Imagine winning a round with 15 HP combined.
Yeah. Fortunately for Eccles, did have the Molotov. He could potentially have taken one of those players out with just utility. All of the utility for Fierce was dumped down Banana, basically straight at the start of that round. He throws the Molotov on balcony, hoping there'll be a player holding it. Just unlucky. Luck of the draw. There wasn't that time. 14-8 now to your opponents. FAMASs and MP9s have come out. Alex getting eliminated straight away as well, and doesn't look like we're going to be going to Vertigo, ladies and gentlemen, because PACT have been absolutely dominant in this series.
So, I have a couple of things that I'd like to say about the differences in these two teams is placed on, and a couple of the reasons why I think PACT, other than, you know, the first half of this game and a little bit the second half of Mirage, I think some of the main differences have been communication, teamwork, positioning in terms of Morals and his flanking, and utility. We talked about it a lot on Mirage during their T takes, but the amount of utility use and just, you know, smoke and flash positioning on PACT has made such an impact in every single one of these rounds that I just don't think we've seen the same amount of usefulness out of this utility from esports from Fierce.
Well, yeah, they've been using it well over towards Banana Inferno. I think that last round they did actually have a really good usage of utility, and it potentially set them up to win a lot of things, but it just came down to individual aim in that last round from PACT. The entry fragging was incredible. Darko winning that that opening duel, gets dinked by the M4 and just lands the opening headshot as he's strafing out. That's incredible anyway. The individual aim coming out from PACT has been so good. And then when you combine it with, like you say, with that utility, with the positioning, it's just been too powerful. The T side of PACT is just too formidable, Fierce East to be able to deal with. Now, credit where credit's due. They've done decent enough on their own T sides, and Morales is going to take out Alex straight away on that A bomb site as well. But PACT have looked very in control when they're on the offensive.
Absolutely, and it looks like this could be the last round, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, Morals falling down. Eccles finds two there. It looks like this could maybe be a comeback. It's all or nothing now. Eccles has got to find three players as he's the only one defending on this site. He's unfortunately going to fall down, but here comes Astro. Does manage to rotate in time, but Darko holding the long angle. It's looking more and more desperate for this CT team. Frey gets taken down to 13 HP. He has an AK, and it is 1v2 right now. It's not gonna matter. Sydney's gonna hit the final shot. And ladies and gentlemen, your first team heading to the ESEA Advanced Season 31 Finals is none other than PACT. They've had a phenomenal 2 games here. I mean, Ben, break it down for me. Just
I will
give me
break it
all
down
the
for you.
greatness from PACT.
I'll break it down for you. All of the greatness from PACT lies virtually entirely in their T side. What an incredible T side. I've rarely seen a T side at this level as successful as the one from PACT. Their map control, their awareness, their flanking positioning, even on both sides on Mirage, it looked like, even when they were on the CT side, their map control and positioning was just so powerful. They've been so dominant in shutting down these split pushes, and they've earned their position in this final for me. I can also confirm, ladies and gentlemen, to everyone else who was wondering what was happening in the other semi-final, Tricked have defeated Namiga 1917 in the second map and taken their series 2-0. So your finalists for the ESEA Advanced Season 31 will be PACT versus Tricked for that spot in the guaranteed spot in the MDL 32. Fierce Esports, for me, they put up a valiant defense. Valiant comeback on Mirage. They looked like they were going to get totally blown out of the water. They never managed to bring it to double digits in either map. For me, I think what's important for this Fierce Esports team to go away and think about is economy management as number one. We said it a couple of times on the broadcast. It's too many times for me where I've been seeing these force buys in situations where, okay, yeah, you could win them, but it's like you're force buying to give yourself a 30% chance of victory when, you could save a round and then the next round have a 50% chance when you're going equally up against each other with those weapons and utility. So that's something to take away from either side from my point of view.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree more with just how well-deserved PACT are. How well-deserved PACT are of this final spot. They just played absolutely beautifully, shot for shot. Even in that second game, we saw them get behind, but as you said during the game, PACT may be behind, but they are never out. We never once saw them lose heart. We never once saw them start to tilt or falter. They just kept going, and they were strong throughout, and that's why they were able to win. Whereas Fierce, they started to take a few losses, they lost their momentum, they petered out, and that's what cost them the game, And it's unfortunate because you could see these little glimpses of talent from the Fierce squad, and it's moments like those that I think one day could allow UK CS to maybe be good. But I have to say a really big sorry to Finn. To Fry, sorry. His
Fry,
trip to the future was wasted.
Well, it's not all so bad by placing. They have earned themselves as a team $2,250, so they'll be able to split some of that up between themselves. And then just a little tidbit to leave you with, ladies and gentlemen. So this is PACT. Let me just see and confirm it for you. 1, 2. Oh, they've lost. So they lost their opening game, but they're currently on a hot streak at the moment. This is their 4th 2-0 victory in a row. So can they go for that reverse sweep without dropping a map to take the final when they play? Who knows? We'll have to see when that goes on another time, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Ladies and gents, don't forget to follow the channel to make sure you keep up to date with when we will be heading to the epic finals between PACT and Tricked. That is the second
PACT
finalist
versus
team.
Tricked will be the final, yeah.
I'm sure it will be an absolutely stonking game. Ben, where can I find you outside of the stream?
Where can you find me outside the stream? Well, most of the time it's in other streams of similarly poor casting quality, meaning that I'm involved in basically just on Twitter. I'm going to start engaging with my Twitter more. I've made a decision. I looked at it and my last tweets were about, I think, cricket and sort of some other sport that had nothing to do with esports. So
English
follow
things.
Me. Yeah, very English things. So there's a bit more, hopefully, esports related memes going to go up on there if I can be creative.
And that's at Protalis22, am I right?
That is correct.
Fantastic. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hear more from me, you can catch me on my own streams over at twitch.tv/KillerBlazekin and on Twitter by the same tag. Thank you very much for joining us today for this game between PACT and Fierce. I'm looking forward to the finals where we will be seeing which team has guaranteed their spot in the Mountain Dew League Season 32. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Killer Blazekin.
And I've been Protalist.
and thank you very much for joining us. Have a lovely evening.